that's it. I
think we're going to segue into our amazing, beautiful guest here in the studio today.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. We have author Imani, and make sure I'm saying this right, Imani. Say it one more time for me.
Ogunro.
Imani Ogunro.
Period.
Who is a writer and creative spirit and a lifelong explorer. She wrote this book to inspire kids. That's your pronoun?
Yes.
Get it right. She wrote this book to inspire kids to feel confident in who they are, especially when it comes to growing up, asking questions, and learning about themselves. As someone who struggled in schools, she knew what it was like to feel out of sorts or unsure, and that's why she's passionate about creating tools that are fun, honest, and easy to connect with. And outside of writing, she loves traveling, trying new foods, meeting people from different cultures, and soaking up stories from around the world, whether it's journaling, designing, or learning something new. She's always chasing creativity, and we appreciate her stopping by this morning to share with her the title of her new book, which is...
What's That Smell? A Girl's Guide to Hygiene.
Ooh, now we're going to get into it. So, break it down for us. Give us the genesis of this. Why did you write this book?
Yes, so What's That Smell? Girl's Guide to Hygiene is basically like a comprehensive guide that's heavily illustrated to help young girls know how to properly cleanse themselves. Growing up, I feel like there wasn't a lot of works to really give me information on that. Now we do have like social media, right. TikTok, YouTube, all of the shorts, but when I was coming up, we didn't have that. We only had maybe YouTube and other books. So now we have all of that information, and I also wanted to write my book to just give more information on that.
Yeah, and what was sort of like when you first had the inkling, like, hey man, I want to put this out in book form. What was that process like for you mentally, and what was the process of writing the book like?
So the reason why I wanted to put it out in book form was because I know that reading is very an important thing that we need to encourage young people to do, especially people in grade school, whether that be middle school or elementary. So I wanted to keep with that, but I also heavily illustrated it so it doesn't seem like it's only reading information. It's something you can visually take on as well. And the reason why I wrote this book is hygiene was like a topic that often came up in my childhood, my young adulthood. Basically, it was paining me, and I feel like if something's paining you, you have to find ways to get it out. Writing's one of them, and that's what led me to write this book.
That's good. I mean, a lot of kids, for various reasons, are not aware of sort of basic hygiene and basic information surrounding that. Was there someone in your life that kind of pulled you aside and helped you with some of this stuff, or was this a self-discovery process for you?
I think it was a little bit of both. Yeah, like when we're going through puberty, of course we have family members, parents telling you like, oh, maybe you need to take a shower, or all of those things. But I also suffer from like excessive sweating, so it's also a very visual thing. Living in Texas, right. It's extremely hot, so you're sweating, which is not bad because that's your body cooling itself down. Yeah. But socially, it may be looked at as a thing of, ooh, maybe I don't want to interact with this individual. And interaction is something that you need, that's very crucial when you're growing up. So it was kind of like both self-discovery and then other people telling me around me that I need to, freshen up, be on my toes about these things. So.
What do you feel like were some psychological effects that you faced with going through that process of like learning to keep up with a hygiene routine that feels good and comfortable for you? Like what was that process like psychologically?
Well, sometimes I couldn't relate to other people. Some things that worked for other people didn't work for me, so that I feel like it delayed me socially. Sometimes I would tell myself, well, she wouldn't want to be friends with me because, X, Y, and Z, or he wouldn't want to talk to me because X, Y, and Z. So it kind of limited me socially and being able to make friends and having real connections, which is crucial in childhood.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and we were talking a little bit off air about how you grew up in the Austin, Pflugerville, Round Rock Park area. Talk a little bit about that, and how you've seen the city grow over the years, and how you feel like as a black woman in Austin, trying to find your place, especially in the creative and writing field.
Yeah, so like you said, I did grow up in Austin. I'm native to Pflugerville. We call ourselves Pflugervillians.
Pflugervillians.
Yes, which I love.
It's a day years old before I heard that word. Okay.
Yeah. Growing up in Pflugerville was fun. It's very suburban. I went through the ISD, like the Independent School District there in Pflugerville, which was nice. When I did graduate high school and I started to go to community college, I saw the disparities. It wasn't as diverse as me going to high school in Pflugerville, which I was like, okay, this is interesting. And so it kind of shows the divide in the city. I actually have found like communities with people who do the same things like me. Like Rich's Art Gallery, I was able to find people who were into poetry and into writing.
Community.
Yes.
Okay.
But my mother, she was always big on community because she raised me in her nonprofit Outreach Productions. So we were always raised to center community and find people like ourselves that love and appreciate us. So that's something I'm always doing in Austin, is finding people I can relate to, and if we don't relate, we can find something we can relate to.
Nice.
That's dope. I'm gonna have a transparent moment right now because I had a similar experience. I remember it very clearly. 7th grade, and my hygiene was not popping like it should have been that day, and this young lady that I knew was like, "Ugh, you stink." And that transformed my life.
Yes.
I was like, that is never going to happen to me again. And then on that same day, Otis Jones, I don't know where you are, brother, but Otis Jones, who was always bagging, brought in some, what did he bring in? He brought some Clorox, and it was an empty Clorox bottle, and empty, what is that stuff you used to sprinkle into the tub and scrub it?
Oh, like the powder bleach?
Common. And he brought that in, and everybody was laughing. And so I got the double whammy that day. But I could tell you, from that moment to this moment right now, that never happened again.
Yeah.
So that was just a moment. But you know what? It worked for me. I'm saying that it could have been a traumatic thing and could end up, they could have gone either way. But luckily, thankfully for me, it went the opposite way, and I was just like, yeah, I'm going to double down on this soap and this water.
Yes. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah. Stuff like that always happens. I always hear stories like that really, traumatize people to where they don't ever want to get back into that place. But what people don't understand, like, yes, those are experiences that people have, but if you have to learn how to, talk to that person in a nice way, like be respectful, understand things like that happen. It's very normal because I went through some of those experiences. So,
as a lady, it has been very difficult. I think about that because I remember being in ISS, and then I had my period, but then you're supposed to go on these secret missions with your tampon, trying to hide it, not make it crinkle, all of this kind of stuff. And so you have all this embarrassment and worry, and sometimes you have accidents, and so I appreciate that you have this opportunity to really talk about that.
Yes, those things shouldn't be an embarrassment because it's part of who we are, it's part of our life. We should embrace those moments, and that's why I wanted to write this book, to make it normalize things like that. There shouldn't be any taboo around that.
So, go ahead.
I wanted to know if you could share with our listeners maybe some tips that you put in the book as well that people can apply now to help with hygiene, or just some advice or encouragement you give to people who are struggling with that right now currently.
Yes.
Can you read some of it too?
Oh yeah. Girl.
Oh
Yeah,
let's find a page. Let's find a page. Yes, we came with a book.
Oh, wait a minute. We're about to have Reading Rainbow up in this piece.
Yes, take a look.
It's a really, so for those of you who are listening and can't see,
yes,
it is a really well done, well illustrated book, and I have to say, props to you. Was this something that you did self-publish?
Yes, I self-published this.
And who did the illustrations?
So I had the illustrations done by Aljon and Nova Interior. They are based out of based out of the Philippines.
Okay.
So super talented. They were so easy to work with. They were very understanding, and it took me like 2 times. Like I got scammed twice.
Dang.
Oh.
With illustrators to find
Yeah.
to find an actual good and thorough illustrator. So I'm so happy
Cautionary
I found
tale.
it. Yes.
All right. Well, please, Rochelle, that was a great suggestion. Please
Yes.
read.
Can you start with the title?
Oh, okay, yes. So the title of the book is What's That Smell? A Girl's Guide to Hygiene. And we're going to go to page 15 and we're going to talk about flossing. Flossing is very important, and I'm still learning the importance of flossing. Sometimes I forget to floss, but I'm trying to get better. See, I'm not perfect. Yes. So one thing about flossing, okay, brushing only cleans 40% of your teeth surfaces. Flossing cleans the remaining 60%. So that's very important. A lot of people think if we just brush, I'm good to go. But no, you have to make sure that you're brushing in between your teeth to get the old food and the bacteria so it doesn't decay your teeth or make your breath stink. So very interesting.
Period.
Well done.
That was the factoids.
That's
Yeah, so I had a question.
Yes.
You know,
Brush
so
your teeth.
this is you said your first book, I
Yes.
believe. So what are your plans now? You know, now you're a published author, right? Do you have any other topics? Is there a topic that you want to do like a series on? What's sort of your mindset?
Great question. You know, I was thinking of that. I've had people tell me who have already read this book and purchased this book that I should do a boy version. And I was thinking, okay, yes.
Oh.
Yes.
That's a very good idea. I did a
There'll have
girl.
to be a lot more smell lines on the cover.
Stop.
you're gonna need a lot more green.
Yes.
I'm just saying, you know.
Yes. No, but like they were telling me about, you know, boys need to also practice hygiene. Sometimes when it comes to males, it's not as important or not as pushed as it when it comes to like females, you know. So I'm like thinking, how would I do that? I want to collaborate with maybe like a boy author to help me, because I know girl stuff, but I know some boy stuff, but I'm not, you know, I didn't live that life. So I want to collaborate with like a boy author. I would love to do that for,
So,
you know, a
listeners,
possibility.
if you're listening out there, yo, Imani's looking
Yes,
for
I'm looking
a
for
co-author for the male version of What's That Smell. So
Yes.
if you believe that you can be a contributor, you should give us a call or definitely check you out. And, you know, while we're on the topic, where can people buy your book? Is it available on Amazon?
Yes.
Where can we get it?
So it's available at my website, ImaniOgunro.com. That's spelled out IMANIOGUNRO.com.
Okay. And do you have any plans for more of a mass distribution so that people can get it
Yes.
on Amazon and various other places?
Yes, so when you're self-published, it's a little bit harder because I don't have a publishing company to help me. So
Yeah.
we are working getting on Amazon and other platforms like Walmart and Target. But right now you can buy it on the website. We will also be touring schools as well and making sure we have it in the libraries.
Gotcha. So do you also do, are you also heavy on your social media?
Yes, definitely. When you go to my website, you will see my Instagram page, but my Instagram page is basically What's That Smell Book. My personal social media is just my first and last name, Imani Ogunro.
Yeah, and then also I was wondering, you know, as far as like, you know, hygiene, self-confidence, you know, the ability for people to believe in themselves and live, you know, sort of full lives, you know, talk about the importance to that as a youth, but then also like as an adult, just figuring out like, you know, how are you comfortable in your own skin? You know, what does that process look like for you, and what do you feel like it should look like for people?
Yes, so I think it's important to talk about hygiene. The younger the better, because it does help you not be shy to make friends or have insecurities about yourself, because those are very important. I vision it as someone who maybe has underarm or odor, won't want to raise their hand in class and ask a question. So then it's stopping academics, but also hygiene is a topic that appears throughout your life. It just doesn't stop or start in puberty. It carries on to adulthood, when you're middle aged, into elderly. So when you're more educated on it early on, I think it just helps your quality of life. You won't ever, you know, the hygiene topic won't ever stop in your life, and I think that's very important.
We have we have a caller right now who
Yeah.
wanted to chime in.
Okay.
They did, but since our audio is not really working, I wrote down the question for them. They basically wanted to say
Very smart.
that they have seen you and that they believe that you are very beautiful, which is true. And they said that they are very surprised that someone so beautiful and so confident and powerful struggled with these issues, and it's really affirming for them to hear this on the air. And to have you speak up about it specifically, and they wanted to know if you're going to be doing like in-person workshops or maybe online workshops for people who wanted to have like a direct conversation with others or seek out a community. And the listener wanted to know what you thought about that or what your plans are.
Yes, so I did do a workshop earlier, like in the summer, with kids at Outreach Productions to talk about this book, and I also was able to hand them out like kind of goodie bags that had hygiene things. So I'm really excited for that. I really want to partner with stores like Dollar General or Walmart to be able to hand out these hygiene kits that go along with the book, because hygiene products can get expensive, especially when you're a child. You may not have the money to purchase it on your own. So I do want to continue to do workshops and things of that nature. I also want to tour schools. I want to be able to do tabling events at grocery stores just to let the public know that this is out. So yeah.
Nice.
I really appreciated what you said about like hygiene doesn't start in puberty and like or what have you, because your body changes.
Yes.
Your hormones change. All
Yes.
of those things, we go through stages in our lives, and we don't really talk about that as well. So I really appreciate you like putting that information out there.
Yes, of course. Always.
So now that we talked about you possibly having a co-author, it was mentioned in the chat here that you might want to get with Wisdom, because he's the afternoon drive, one of the afternoon drive hosts. So Wisdom, if you're listening, I know you're probably eating a donut right now, but if you're listening, Imani's looking for someone to help her co-author something around the male perspective on
Yes.
what's that smell. But question for you, beyond the what's that smell, are there any topics that intrigue you or you believe are next on your journey in your author, your authorship, your author road, as you're on it? Is there another topic that you feel like is important that you want to delve into? Will you continue with children's books? Are you looking to move into other demographics? What's the plan for Imani?
Good question. I've been thinking that through, but not all the way through. I feel like it's too early to tell. I'm still like super excited about what's that smell, but there is some topics that I do want to explore. Maybe relationships when it comes to like young people, like identifying what those look like in grade school. I haven't had too much time to think about other things when it comes to what I want to author next. I still want to continue to explore and learn about new cultures, because I think that's really fun, and I learn a lot socially about that too. So it's too early to tell, but I will keep you guys updated.
Sounds good. And how long did it take to do this, so that we have an idea or a sense how long you think it'll take to develop and create the next version of this book? How long did it take you to do this?
Well, so this was my first time, so I was new to everything, and to write the content took me about, I would say, it wasn't too long, maybe like 6 months. But when it comes to publishing, finding the illustrator, laying it out, doing the website, I'm still doing some of that, but I would say maybe like a year and a half.
Okay.
But now for my next book, I know what to do and what not to do, so it should be a little bit quicker. The process should be a little bit quicker and hopefully easier.
Yeah, and I can say from experience that when you have your first product out, it makes it easier for you to approach possibly a publishing situation.
Yes.
And to be able to do that. So I'm really excited for you. So, man, that's fantastic. Congratulations on
Thank you.
getting this out and getting this published. That is a huge thing, and it's very hard to do. And you should be commended for making that happen.
Yes, yes, thank you.
All right.
I was going to say, too, tell the folks one more time where they can find you online and follow you on social media and all that good stuff.
Yes, so you guys can find my social media at my name, Imani Ogunro, IMANIOGUNRO. You can also find my book on that website, and we have a social media page, an Instagram page for my book, What's That Smell Book. That's all you have to type into
Okay.
Instagram, search it.
Pretty simple. What's that smell book? Got it.
Yes.
And is there a YouTube? Are you got any YouTube stuff?
I do, but it's more my personal life, my
Okay.
personal stuff. It's not about my book, but if you want to see more of like my travel vlogs, my makeup videos, that's at You Love Imani, YOULUVIMANI.
On YouTube.
Yes.
Gotcha. Well, thank you so much for stopping by. This is a beautiful book. And we're going to fight each other for a copy of it here.
Yeah.
And because we're looking, I know everybody here is eyeballing the book.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Get that
Just
book.
throw it in the middle
But
of the room,
anyway,
just dive
thank
in.
you so much for stopping by, and we're going to turn it over to DJ Bean to play a little bit of music and maybe get into the commercial break.